Mahomet Tragedie by Voltare is a fictional work which I will be presenting here, and it looks like 5 programs, and I will comment as I will. Act 1, Scene 1. Zopir and Fanor. Zopir says, "Thinkest thou thy friend will ever bend the knee? To this proud hypocrite shall I fall down and worship, I who banished him from Mecca? No, punish me, just heaven, as I deserve. If e'er this hand, the friend of innocence and freedom stoop, cherish foul rebellion, or aid imposture to deceive mankind." Fanor says, "Thy zeal is noble, and becomes the chief of Ishmael's sacred senate, but may prove destructive to the cause it means to serve. Thy ardor cannot check the rapid power of Mahomet, but provokes his vengeance. There was a time when he might safely draw the sword of justice to defend the rights of Mecca and prevent the flames of war from spreading o'er the land. Then Mahomet was but a bold and factious citizen, but now he is a conqueror and a king. Mecca's imposture at Medina's shines. A holy prophet, nations bend before him and learn to worship crimes which we abhor. Even here, a band of wild enthusiasts, drunk with furious zeal, support his fond delusions, his idle tales and fancied miracles. These spread sedition through the gaping throng, invite his forces, and believe a God inspires and renders him invincible. The lovers of their country think with you, but wisest counsels are not always followed. False zeal and fear and love of novelty alarm the crowd. Already half our city is left unpeopled. Mecca cries aloud to thee, her father, and demands a peace." Zopir says, "Peace with the traitor, coward nation? What can you expect but slavery from a tyrant? Go bend your supple knees and prostrate, fall before the idol whose oppressive hand shall crush you all for me. I hate the traitor. His heart's too deeply wounded to forgive. The savage murderer robbed me of a wife and 2 dear children, nor is his resentment less fierce than mine. I forced his camp, pursued the coward to his tent, and slew his son. The torch of hatred is lit up between us, and time can never extinguish it." Fanor says, "I hope it never will. Yet thou shouldst hide the flame, and sacrifice thy griefs to public good. What if he lay his noble city waste? Will that avenge thee? Will that serve thy cause? Thou hast lost all, son, brother, daughter, wife. Mecca alone remains to give thee comfort. Do not lose that. Do not destroy thy country." Zopir says, "Kingdoms are lost by cowardice alone." Fanor says, "As oft, perhaps, by obstinate resistance." Zopir says, "Then let us perish, if it be our fate." Fanor says, "When thou art almost in the harbor, thus, to brave the storm is false and fatal courage. Kind heaven, thou seest, points out to thee the means to soften this proud tyrant, bearer, Palmyra, thy beauteous captive, brought up in the camp of this destructive conqueror, was sent by gracious heaven, the messenger of peace. thy guardian angel to appease the wrath of Mahomet. Already by his herald, he has demanded her. Zoper says, and wouldst thou have me give up so fair a prize to this barbarian? What, whilst the tyrant spreads destruction round him, unpeoples kingdoms, and destroys mankind, shall beauty's charms be sacrificed to bribe a madman's frenzy? I should envy him, that lovely fair one, more than all his glory. Not that I feel the stings of wild desire, are in the evening of my days indulge, old as I am, a shameless passion for her. But whether objects born like her to please, spite of ourselves demand our tenderest pity, or that perhaps a childless father hopes to find in her another daughter. Why? I know not, but for that unhappy maid, still am I anxious. Be it weakness in me, or reason's powerful voice, I cannot bear to see her in the hands of Mahomet. Would I could marry her to my wishes, form her willing mind, and make her hate the tyrant as I do. She is sent to speak with me here in the sacred porch, and lo, she comes. On her fair cheek the blush of modesty, and candor speaks the virtues of her heart. And remember, Voltaire didn't like religion as a whole and was kind of against the idea of miracles and other such things. Now, Islam doesn't put that in the context of being anti-materialistic science. Well, material science would be a better way to put that, because and nor does it have the idea of fighting a war for mere conquering. But remember that Voltaire didn't like the church role and just projected a lot of that on Islam. So I'm going to say, I'm not going to say Muhammad. I'm going to say Mahomet because of that.